Hey traders, hey investors, good evening. It's the 4th of March 2026. And as you can tell, I am actually recording this pretty late, as usual. I've got to apologize. Um, yes, I am used to doing this, but I just want to, yeah, I've got to apologize if it's coming late. It's quite late here, actually. It's 1:36 a.m. But, dedicated to doing this. Let's do it. Okay, so as the title says, we are in a headline-driven market. I've got to say, first and foremost, hope everyone is well. Unfortunately, there's war out there. Please stay safe. We pray for peace in the world, and we pray, things get better, and whoever's affected, I'm praying for you from where I am. I nobody deserves to lose their lives over whatever is going on. And if anyone is caught, we pray for peace. Okay, but as traders, as investors, we've got a job, and our job is to look for opportunities in the markets and whatever we can find, really. So um, accordingly, I've just shared my screen right now. And as you can see, I keep looking at the cues. If you look at the cues, what did we see? I think I had a few headlines today about the markets, or a few corporate events or news, which I'm going to share. So first and foremost, I mean, today we all woke up to, I think the pre-market wasn't great. But hey, what changed? All of a sudden, things changed. But okay, before we do that, let's just see what's happened. Yeah, I think today was a lot of it's all war related. As we all know, Iran, the Middle East, Israel, the USA, things are not going very well. Unfortunately, people losing their lives. But so we came in today, and before I share the news, um, yeah, so we can see again the cues, which as you can see, today's candle has just been printed out to the right there, and yeah, we got a surge. And of course, people got excited. Many people got excited. Some got carried away, actually. But as usual, what do I say? And I've been saying this for a while. Look at us. We are still trapped. If we are still trapped there, then what can we say? There's not a lot we can say really, because we're still trapped there. Means we're not out of the woods yet. Is this, but can I say, could it be what's going to finally drive us into the bull market we're talking about? Is this going to get out of that range that we're looking for? Honestly, I don't know yet. And but as far as I'm concerned, we're in a range, and you've got to be able to trade within a range. If we don't take out the highs, then I'm sorry, we're not bullish yet. So we are in a range. Market's still very cautious, still very choppy, and that's what's going on. So, markets came out here, didn't take out the lows, goes up there, and we don't know how long it's going to remain choppy for. Is it going to take this out and then boom, or take this out and then cuts down there? But overall, you've got to look at things in perspective. And as far as I am concerned, again, we are very much in a range. And to be honest, nothing much has changed. In fact, if we're going to go the fundamental side, there has been a lot more selling. And if you're going to zoom in, I mean, look at that. We're pretty much right still at the top. Okay, so I haven't seen any much going on. You can see this is April last year, and we're still very much, should I say, inch of all-time high. All-time high was 636, and we just staying there, and they've been carefully keeping this right there. I think the market was pricing initially Iranian defeats, a fast, quick Iranian defeat. I think we heard President Trump said he was only going to be, I think the plan was 3-4 days, then it became 3-4 weeks, then it became mission accomplished. And now it's, look, this thing can take whatever it can take. And we're discussing human lives here. So got to be cautious with the way we talk. Again, how did oil perform? Um, I think oil, I think if you look at the video I made yesterday, 2 days ago, I said oil was gonna, I think it was, there were traders who were queuing for 77. And someone in the group was asking me about shorting. And I said, look, you got to be careful. It's not there yet. Yes, this is what I put there. It broke this out, and look at that. It's literally at the at the flatline resistance. And this is actually a hard resistance. This thing can break anytime soon. Why? Because both sides are still, if you look at the story, we've got America still threatening escalations. Iran doesn't look like they're giving up. Israel still, unleashing heavily on Iran, or at Iranians. So unfortunately, things are not settling right now. And things could still go either way in terms of the war I'm talking about here. And this, as we know, price drive stocks, drives, stories drive stocks, stories drive the markets, sentiment drives everything. As useless as it is, but there you go. That's what we have. Speaking of the odd stocks here and there, we also did have let's see again. I was looking at BGS actually, but yes, CNBC reported an 11% surge in mortgage demand, and it bodes well for future GDP growth because expanding economy means there's growth in stock prices. If you remember, one of the things that was trending last week was the fact that there are more houses on sale than buyers. It's lopsided. We don't want that. You want more buyers than sellers, but it just shows there was no money in the economy. But this good. This looks good for rockets. Rocket mortgage. If you remember, I think there used to be Redfin, one of the biggest retail mortgage out there in America. Rockets bought them out, and Rockets actually did well for a while, and since then, I think it's just cooling off right now. There you go. So that's something I'm looking at. But year to date, it's been down heavily. But I think the last year though was a good 32%, and the last 5 years, horrible, horrible, horrible. I think over the pandemic, it was sorry, 2022, yeah, rate cuts. So, but these tend to do well. Sorry, that was a rate hike. So if you look at the relationship, these tend to do well over the rate hike season. But anyway, um, let's see. Okay, another one, we did have Moderna mRNA. I think Moderna had some issues, and while they did have issues, I think today it came out in the news. They were they said today that they would pay $950 million, which is, for the third quarter of 2026 to resolve all global litigation with Abotus Biopharma Corporation and Genevant Scientists I think it's a German company. And look at what we saw. That just triggered everything. Well, not just everything, but look at that. And we could say Moderna is already very, is extremely way oversold anyway. While I believe oversold could still go lower, but look at that. That was amazing for Moderna. Also, we had CrowdStrike. That was yesterday. It was the earnings. I did listen to what they say. It was actually, I think they did say they have enough cash to weather the storm. People thought AI was just probably going to eat their lunch, but I think CrowdStrike bounced back. And you could see, even though he was actually selling off yesterday after the earnings, but look at that, 415. Also, Palantir today. Palantir is one I love talking about. I love looking at. Sorry, it just wouldn't type, would it? Trading views behaving today, which is amazing. So Palantir, let's have a look. Common trading view. I just, yeah, just, praised you a few minutes ago. There you go. Palantir, we could see this it's cutting from the lows of 120, 128. And look at that. We've got over $22 reversal. You know, I don't have a stake in here, by the way. Palantir, we could see, has done amazingly well the last 5 years, 500%. It's like literally a bagger each year. Very, very impressive. You know, Fundamentally doing amazing. What's it called? Record uh, earnings, record revenue, literally everything. However, there's quite a few things which doesn't bode well for me personally, and that's why I'm not invested in here. Okay, so that's that one. Also, we do have There you go. I think so. Today, what actually happened? We did some news came out. Boom! Iran has made an offer. Um, where is it again? To discuss terms for ending the war. New York Times. And guess what happened? We just saw the market took a turn, and literally things just started moving. But before then, we also had CoreWeave. Um, CoreWeave. They had some news as well regarding, can't remember exactly what it was, but look, that was a I mean, it's the turnaround news now, considering we know about the private equity, which has been going berserk. But Corwick had a good turnaround. Ow, I don't see a way out here, full stop. Not for these guys. Um, is it going to zero? I'm not saying that, but right now, any bounce right here, I think it's dangerous. Personally, I'm not going to put my money in. I don't think you should. Well, it's up to you what you do, but I'm not going to put my money in. I still think this is still very looking very dangerous. So that's that one. Also, we do have, let's see, after a while, yeah. So, the things just bounced aggressively, and I could call 100 stock here. Another one we had was Coinbase. Coinbase, they launched their trading platform today, and guess what? It's just turned around again, 14%. But you've got to understand, Coinbase is still down. I mean, 5 years still about 50% down. But overall, I mean, Coinbase has been trending, not bad at all. It's definitely trending. Once it breaks these, maybe. I don't know. Again, I do not have a dog in this fight. They trend, launching their platform to trade. Also, Bitcoin. Bitcoin made a huge reversal today as well. And that just tells everything that we needed to know, really. I think it hit 73 today at some point. Oh, look at that. So it was a wild reversal. But then, what's the big deal? If Bitcoin hits 73, we talking, this is $100,000, you know, asset or instrument anyway. So not bad at all. But yes, it was amazing. I think all shots guts, they just, they literally got the behind handed back to them today. Unfortunately, it was a bullish day. But what can I say? So yeah, we had quite a few good news today. It's there today. I'm just trying to look at on my side here some of the things I've got. Yes, we know the defense stocks have been on a rampage. I think after the aftermarket again today, we had this final news, which is probably the last one I'm going to talk about. Trade Desk. Anthropic reached out to them and they said, "Look, we will like you to help us with, to was it no, not Anthropic, sorry, OpenAI." There you go. It's just popped up right there, so you can see. I don't know if you can see. So Trade Desk lands OpenAI customer. Oops, it's disappeared now. Yeah, lands a OpenAI customer, and that could that be the turnaround? Because what everyone has been saying is about Google eating their lunch. So yes, there you go. So Trade Desk land OpenAI customers. They engage in preliminary discussion with the Trade Desk regarding the potential sale of advertisements. So, you know, this could just be the turnaround story that everyone is talking about. We don't know yet. These things kind of look well planned based at the bottom and could cost a reversal. We had the same thing with uh, WPP, which is a British-based company. These guys are also a similar business and they've also been, just collapsing really. But we know with sentiments drive this market, trade desk is going to move. And these guys who are in a similar sector, they're all going to collectively move together. But we'll see how it goes anyway. Tomorrow is another day. And then Friday, I think we do have some prints coming in on Friday. You got to be extremely careful. For me, do I think we're out of the woods yet? Honestly, I don't know. All I know is that we are still in the chopping range. Chop, 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 chop. Until then, guys, I'm gonna say have a good night.